Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use. Like an answer to the question I just discovered thanks to a comment that one of you left in the other video we uploaded today. What is the Dutch word for dad? You're not going to believe this. Vader. Vader is the Dutch word for dad. I was joking about this yesterday, not knowing what I would want to be called by our child when he or she eventually arrives any moment now, according to my invisible watch that never really exists because I don't wear anything on my wrist, despite the fact that there's so many wearables out there. Why do I keep looking at my wrist? I don't know. So I jokingly said, the child can call me Vader. Not realizing that Vader is the Dutch word for dad. So there you go. It's fitting. I've been building towards Vader as a father name all my life. Of course, whatever the child wants to call me, they can call me. It is completely up to them. I'll go by daddy. So hello, all my gnomies. Welcome. And even if you're not watching this live, I appreciate all the support you might give, including from the 942 patrons, aka Super Gnomies, as of today, August 27th, 2014. Not quite yet Baby Pirillo's birthday. Unless Baby Pirillo is born today. Diana is in the house. We've got some friends coming over tonight to celebrate the fact that all of our family is here. Well, not all the family, but both the mother and father side of the family are here, and hopefully will be through the birth of Baby Pirillo at some point. So, I've got a lot more to share with you, apart from the fact that Vader is the Dutch word for dad, which, to me, that's the biggest news of today. You gotta admit, that's pretty awesome news for me. I can give you a product view. Would you like that? This is the box, or I guess container, of the Dart Stylus. Currently a Kickstarter project, and I'll be talking about Kickstarter and crowdfunding in just a moment. I've got some deeper news on that. The Dart Stylus is an active stylus. It's got a battery inside. You don't need to pair it to get it to work. You see the little blue light there? I can turn it on or off. It's got a 2mm silicone tip for precision, very lightweight, and also very well balanced in the hand. If you're someone who's been looking for a stylus for your tablet, like an iPad, you may consider this. Now, I'm very careful about hyping this too much, if only, one, because they sent it to me as a review unit, and I've been playing around with it. Let's see here, if I can pull this open. I was using Paper, which is one of my favorite journaling apps, just testing it. See, it says Sketchbook there. I've got it connected to a battery, an external Anchor. That's the name of the company that makes the product there. Not an Anchor itself, but it's kind of heavy like an Anchor. Anyway, I'm recharging. Sketchbook! Works well. I didn't really have to do anything. Didn't have to pair it. It just automatically started working. I just switched the tip on. Wait till it glows blue. There we go. Woo, 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 woo. And then sketch. And you can replace the tip. You can replace the battery. It even comes with an extra battery. This is currently on Kickstarter, but I've got what would appear to be a relatively final product, which is one of the reasons why I'm talking about it, because they sent it for me to review, and of course they're looking for more backers for their project. Now, I'm careful about this, and I've talked about it before, but the biggest news that's not related to Darth Vader today, if you don't mind, I'm going to settle in here, because we're also experimenting with taking one topic every day, doing these live broadcasts here, taking a separate topic, carving it out into a separate video, and uploading it as well. We did the experiment with yesterday's TLDR, and many people seem to appreciate a 3-minute synopsis of one story versus a half-hour long of me babbling. Some people like the babbling, other people like the succinctness of tightening up a story. So if you don't mind, I'm going to dive into one story today that I thought was worth diving into, and it just speaks to the fact that I'm very careful about which crowdfunding projects I choose to back. Obviously, I did not choose to back this. They sent it to me for review again. Seems to work as they've advertised. Whether or not this is close to a final product, I don't know, but this seems to work exceedingly well, though I'm not someone who necessarily jumps for a stylus for my tablets at this stage. Let's see, how do I begin? Where's the article? I'm looking for the link here. Where the hell did it go? Dude. Oh, come on. Where the hell did it go? Did I really? I had it linked right Son of a mama. Hang on. I'll go. I'm gonna bing it. I'm gonna bing it, everybody. I'm binging the article. Here we go. Talk amongst yourselves. I think that's how I'd be able to pull it up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Here we go. This is weird when I do it like live. I just like to roll into things, but I wanted to set it up, if only because John Prosser from Front Page Tech is helping me, and I'm trying to give him a better way of condensing a top story. You know how I feel, or you should know how I feel about crowdfunding. I love it. It's one of the ways that I'm able to continue to do what it is that I do, so I'm very grateful that I have supernomies out there who help support the things that I do. But I make sure I deliver on all of my promises. It's really important to me. I mean, if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You know I'm doing it every single day. I go overboard to deliver on the promises that I made, and I'll bend over backwards for just about any true supporter of mine, whether you're a patron or not. But a lot of crowdfunding projects out there, unfortunately, never come to fruition. And over the weekend, there was a story that was being passed around from a recent project that was launched on Indiegogo, a smartwatch that looked to be the most amazing smartwatch ever, doing everything that you might have possibly wanted a smartwatch to do. And here's the problem. Not long after the project accrued over $1 million in crowdfunding support, it was seen that the people who put the project together were potentially not really using the funds for something that they should have been using the funds for. If you do not realize that I am not a tremendous fan of technology-related crowdfunding projects, regardless of platform, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, you name it, well, now you know. I have pretty much all but stopped supporting, or at least backing, any kind of hardware or software technology-related crowdfunding project, for one reason and one reason alone. Very rarely, if ever, have I ever backed a crowdfunded tech product that lived up to expectations. Even a fraction of the expectations have never been lived up to. I mean, I get so excited when I see the video and they're going to do this and they're going to do this. Oh, that'd be a great product. What I learned was that I had to stop falling in love with the idea and start thinking through, is this really possible, and are the people who are saying it's possible going to be able to deliver on said product? Hardware, software, service, whatever. And I gotta tell you, I have been more than just disappointed with the money that I've wasted on a lot of technology-related hardware, software, crowdfunding projects. Because inevitably, they suck. Most of them. At least the ones that I back. Hell, I can think of 2 tech-related Kickstarter or crowdfunded tech products that haven't even shipped yet. Like, they have my money, and I have nothing. And I decided, you know what? I'll wait until it's a final product, and then I'll put my money down. Or I'll wait to see what other people say about those particular products. Hardware, software, it is my very humble opinion that it's probably a greater chance that it's a waste of money to back any kind of tech-related crowdfunded project. I'm not saying that all of them are horrible. Obviously, I don't know, every particular project out there. But the thing is, there are a lot of great ideas and just not a lot of great being able to bring the ideas to fruition. It's not the idea, it's the execution. And you're backing an idea, you're not backing the execution. So just don't be surprised the next time you back a project that's related to technology and it turns out that you foot the bill for something that you would never have wanted to spend somebody else's money on. So keep that in mind. Just please, if nothing else, remember that. Don't fall in love with the idea. Fall in love with the execution, which is probably going to keep you from backing a lot of projects that may be worth backing, but hey, you may get buyer's remorse, or what would they call it? Backer's remorse? Is that a thing? Well, I can tell you I felt it. I can think of 3 or 4 projects that I thought were amazing ideas that when they actually came to me, I got them, I had them in my hands, I was like, So it's really fun to look at ideas, but don't get tripped up in just falling in love with the ideas. Get to know those people, understand what they've done before, and keep in mind that it may be 2, 3 years or never that you actually see the product itself. There, of course, are outliers. There are fantastic, absolutely amazing examples of crowd-funded technology-related projects that have worked. I mean, they've been amazing, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking, sadly, about the majority of tech-related stuff that the crowd has wanted to support because they loved the idea. So this is why if you ask me to back a tech-related project, it's probably not going to happen. I've been burned one too many times, and that's probably closer to 5 times. You know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. I was channeling, it was a, never mind. So yeah, it was seen that it was a scampaign, this Indiegogo project that took a lot of people's money. And Indiegogo might be doing this. Like, that's what Kickstarter did. There's a company that promised, this is 2-3 years ago. I even wrote the Attorney General who could do nothing about it. And they promised this thing that it was like glasses that had a camera on it. This is before Google Glass shit. That's how long ago this was. And I put my money down, $100 or whatever, and nothing. Nobody has seen anything. The company's pretty much all but disappeared. It's a scam. It's a scam. Half these tech things are scams. It's easy money for these people to come up with a beautiful video, a beautiful story, a beautiful idea, and scam people out of money. Not always the case, but I'm telling you, I think that's going to be on the rise. You've got to watch out. It's your money. Your money. You need to know what's going to happen with it. Not just fall in love with the idea, but the execution of that idea. And that spells all the difference. That's a big difference between falling in love with the idea and the execution of it. Because trust me, there's a massive difference between the two. I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath anymore. I'm done with not the idea. Okay, keep this in mind. I'm not done with the idea of crowdfunding. Obviously, I love it. I crowdfund projects on a regular basis, but most of them, believe it or not, have to do with content. I backed Video Games the Movie. In fact, I have a little video clip in the credits. As the credits are rolling, I'm kind of in the movie, kind of. At the end, you can actually, if you watch the credits, I'm in there. The little video of me at the desk with Tetris blocks falling on my screensaver. So I backed that, no problem. I backed Zach Braff's, his recent movie, Wish I Were Here. Wish I Was Here. Wish I Was Here. Wish I Was Here? God. I can't even remember the name of the movie. But I backed it because I knew he could execute. And I knew content was something that was a bit more tangible than a technology idea that was a great idea, but ultimately most people cannot execute ideas to save your money. Really, that's kind of what it boils down to. So I don't want to throw water on anybody's hope for it, but like I said, if I back a crowdfunded project, it's usually in the arena of content and backing the person, not the idea. Back the person, not the idea. Back the person, not the idea. Back the person, not the idea. Okay? It's good rule of thumb. Tell me I'm not the only one who's been burned by technology crowdfunded projects. Hang on. Can I try that again? Tell me I am not the only person out there who's been burned by technology crowdfunded projects. Tell me. Just go ahead, tell me. Tell me I'm the only person. I'm waiting. Okay, I will move on. Anyway, that happened this weekend, and I thought it was worth talking about. If only, I know I keep beating that drum, but people keep linking me off the crowdfunded tech stuff, and I'm like, meh. That's how I feel. 9 times out of 10. That's not always the case. Not always the case, but because I've had some people who I know that have done technology related stuff, and some of them it's worked out well, and others not so much. So, okay, now that I've saved you some money, let's see about getting you to save even more money. Would you like to save more money? Maybe you wouldn't. The thing I was talking about yesterday, I totally messed up. I mentioned something about, well, I didn't really mess it up. If you need a DSLR, we are actually giving away a Canon EOS Rebel T3. deals.lockergnome.com. You can get it. Head over to, well, not everybody, only one person really. Deals.lockergnome.com. The giveaway information is there. It's the Rebel Photographer giveaway. You can participate. Just head there if you want. If you need a DSLR, maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, no, don't give me I don't need a free DSLR. I like paying full price for my DSLRs. Some people are like that. I don't want to think they're, it's fine. I think it's great. Richard Wooding said, I backed the Ouya, and and he quite likes it. I think, did I back the Ouya? I remember getting one and then going, oh. And then I sold it. I also backed the Pebble, and I was like, oh. And then I sold it. Those are two better crowdfunded projects. The other ones are just kind of like, well, that was a waste. Maybe one day I'll find a technology-related project to fully get behind, because you got to trust the team. Like my friend Eddie Ringel, he's working with a team of people doing a 3D RPG game with the 2D elements. It's difficult to explain, but I trust him as a human being. I trust him, and I know he has the ability to execute. I believe in the person, not just the idea. It's a big deal. In Afrikaans, a derivative of Dutch, which I can speak, Vader does mean father, but you typically would use the word pa. Oh, fascinating. Live Tech Australia knew I was channeling George W. Bush there. Fool me, can't get fooled again. Dropbox. Now, this is the other big news today. I'm a big supporter. I'm going to kick in this little... If you do not see your name in here and you need your bonus is a part of this tier for as being a super nomie, then make sure you let me know and we'll get that in there sooner rather than later. Dropbox is, I think, making some pretty big waves today. I use a variety of cloud-based services, have used Dropbox, have not spent a dime with Dropbox because I find the value in relation to how much you spend, in terms of how much you get, and the feature set to not be worth it. But today, Dropbox, I think, really, really dropped a bombshell more than anything. Because you gotta check this out. Where is it? Okay, apparently it looks different on the iPad than it does on the desktop. So they have updated their tier, Dropbox Pro, and I think it's absolutely now worth paying for. This is the first time ever that I think Dropbox has been worth paying for. Because for some time, there's Google Drive, there's a SkyDrive, there's iCloud, not really at this stage, Copy, a lot of cloud-based services. I'm not leaving anybody out intentionally. These are just ones that are, springing to mind. I like using a variety of them for different reasons. Dropbox I usually use for temporary storage. But Dropbox Pro now has, well, not just best-in-class sync, not just cross-platform support. With Dropbox Pro, $10 a month or $100 a year for 1 terabyte worth of storage. I think this makes it extremely competitive, if not more competitive than a Google Drive, depending on how you use it. So I think it's a huge deal. Dropbox, I'm absolutely considering upgrading to Dropbox Pro now and spending $100 a year on Dropbox. 1 terabyte of storage, plus all those bonuses, and I'll run down the list in a second, $100 a year for a terabyte worth of storage. Absolutely worth it. Dropbox, if only because Dropbox is easy to use. It's the most user-friendly cloud-based storage out there and has been for quite some time. I love the cross-platform support as well. Higher sharing limits, so you get 10 times the sharing bandwidth. Set passwords for shared links, which is wonderful. Version history, of course, you guys have been used to that, and gals have been used to that for a number of years. Remote wipe for lost devices. Love that. Love that so much. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Of course, enterprise-grade security, and they've had camera upload for quite a while. You get priority support with Pro, so you also can manage permissions for shared folders, so you can just set the folders to view only. I think this is probably, as far as tech news is concerned, this is probably the biggest bit of tech news to come down the pike today. Huge, 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 huge news. Get Dropbox Pro. If you're asking what I think it's absolutely worth doing. $100 a year. If you use Dropbox, and mind you, for years, ever since the beginning of Dropbox, I have not spent a single dime on Dropbox. Not one. Didn't think it was worth the money. Some people do. Some people did. But now it's really worth the money. I'm absolutely. I'm kind of like, oh, yeah. Why didn't they do this before? Well, competition. It's a good thing. Dropbox Pro, thumbs up for me. No doubt about it. I think it's absolutely worth it. And someone else could you probably look at it, in terms of dollars per gigabyte. But I really think this is insanely competitive with Google Drive. When Google's done a fair job with giving people access to the Google Drive, but Dropbox does a way better job at helping people synchronize files. Dropbox is just far and away better than Google Drive for most people's needs. Google Drive still is kind of getting there, but Google and desktop software, not so much. Other than Chrome, and they're still coming along with Chrome, although I still gotta slag Chrome because Chrome does not support emoji. It's the laughing stock on OS X. Even Firefox supports emoji. Hell, even Twitter supports emoji. Facebook, yeah, I like emoji. Here, this is my favorite emoji. Someone can Photoshop, you can put an emoji over my face. It's my favorite emoji. I know someone's gonna go for poo. Inevitably, someone puts, I'm a poo head. I'm a no walking sign head. Do your best. Put an emoji over. There you go. Put the emoji here. Give you a chance. There's a screenshot, and then share it. Tag me, and I'll have fun. We'll have fun with my emoji. It's my face. All right. So that's the big news today. Beyond my little rant. Let's see here. Moving along. Oh. No. Yes. Maybe. A boy has received the first 3D printed vertebra implant. And this is big news because it's obviously not bone. It's 3D printed material, but they've constructed it in such a way that the bone can grow around and through the 3D construction. It may need to be and will likely need to be replaced over time, but not as frequently as artificial vertebra in the past. Or just vertebra, any type of back surgery is obviously very invasive. But the idea that 3D printing can now, start to be, put inside of us, making any kind of health issues, I'm not going to say mitigate any kind of health issues, but making dealing with these things that happen to us anyway, or we're born with, helping us deal with life and making life, giving us a higher quality of life should we need it. But fantastic bit of news on one side of the spectrum with 3D printing. This boy who's got this 3D printed vertebra implant, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum with 3D printing, this was kind of interesting. Someone has 3D printed in bits and pieces, not just like one big thing. A castle. He built a 3D printed castle in his backyard. And now he wants to build like a house. He wants to build a full-on house, 3D printed. Why not? Okay, fine. I'll stop talking about 3D printing then. Is that what? I don't know what happened there. I just went black. I forgot to reboot this computer today. I'm trying to reboot it every day because I think it's something in relation to the software that causes it to go black. It's YouTube's software. Google, desktop software. It's not Google's strong point. So, anyway, 3D printing. Awesome stuff. Now, there's another report that's out, and this is also kind of fascinating for me. Adult women gamers are now double the number of under 18 boys. Casual and social gaming also saw a rise compared to last year. The one thing I really want to do, and I don't know who I need to get to help me with it, I want to start Twitch gaming, yes, now that Amazon's going to own it. I want to Twitch game like my classic games, like Tetris or Millipede. I like playing Millipede, the classic games. But I don't think the computer that it's running on, this old MAME machine, is going to be capable of doing what I need it to do. Either way, adult women gamers, big segment in the marketplace. And I know this is going to upset all you under 18 boys, or in that range if you're a male. Women gamers are a force to be reckoned with. And I think that's cool. I mean, video games aren't just, for boys or girls. They're just for people. Toys, not just for boys or girls. They're for people. Being a geek is not just a boy thing. It could be a boy or a girl thing. I don't know why we get it in our heads that certain things are only for certain genders, certain sexes, certain types of people. If you like something, you like it. What does it matter if you have a penis or a vagina? Real, honestly. Or both. Who cares? Who cares? There's a quote of the day. So, the next bit of news, 10 items you should always have in your car. This is an article we posted on LockerGnome. We were kind of having fun with this one. What do you keep in your car? Well, I will show you. We're doing this with eBay. With me there at the top. 10 items you should always have in your car. Look at that. Jumper cables, flashlight, road maps and atlases, because you never know if you're in the... Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bright screen. Fire extinguisher, because, you know, you may be driving fast and you set the car on fire. First aid kit, tire gauge, extra clothes tool kit, and a blanket with Darth Vader on it. I'm sure you could find other, fun things to stick in your car. In fact, if you know a fun thing that we could stick in our car apart from the Star Wars sun shield, let us know. Even though the next thing that's going into my car is a whole bunch of baby crap. Not crap. I'm sure the baby's going to crap in the car. It should be contained in a diaper. I'm just saying that I got to get the car seat installed. That's the next thing I need to do. Because they won't even let you go home from the hospital unless you have the car seat in the car. Installed properly. Does anybody know how to install a car seat? I mean, how hard could it be? Oh, these things are very complex, I tell you what. 10 items you should always have in your car, safety first. And Chris Pirillo is not one of those things you should keep in your car. Or if you do, crack the window, please. Another bit of information that, this is good news. I think it's a step in the right direction. California, the state of California now requires a kill switch on all smartphones. All smartphones. I thought Apple has led the way. Google's shortly behind them. Or I guess, it's not far behind with Android Device Manager. But Apple has done a fantastic job with the software and support for quite some time with iOS devices. And also, I guess, they've got some kind of support with iCloud on the Mac to be able to locate the Mac remotely. The hope is this could curb thefts, making it virtually a non-starter. Like, if you stole a device and it was wiped and it couldn't be unlocked without someone's ID, what's the point? It's just a device. Now, there are ways around it, I'm sure, that a criminal could go through, but California stepping up and making it mandatory for a kill switch to happen is a good thing. And I don't think you'd hear any argument from people who've had their phone stolen before. Anytime someone, say, someone stole my phone, I'm like, well, did you Find My iPhone on it? And did you wipe it remotely at least? Get that data off there, man. It's a big deal. So congratulations to California for making that basically something, enacting it. You can't, smartphones have to have it. Genius move. I see no shortcomings to that as far as, outright having a kill switch on a smartphone, but it's something I've been dealing with iOS for quite some time, and then also in recent years through Android Device Manager. Though that being said, when you, the way that, and it may be seen that iOS suffers the same flaw, but wiping an Android device doesn't necessarily zero out all data, so the data may be recoverable on older Android devices. It doesn't exactly sit well with me, but, someone really wants to see something on your phone, they're probably going to see it come hell or high water. All right, let me see here. Greg's asking me about troubleshooting the video problem I'm having. I've done my best, and this is the best I can do. If you get your name on the screen, you are Mega Supernomi. What is that? We have the tier Mega Supernomi. It works for me. I think I've covered pretty much everything I've linked or wanted to talk about today. And I'm sorry if I spent too much time on one thing over another and you wanted me to spend time on... Oh, I guess this isn't really interesting news to me, but Microsoft's selling the Kinect separately for $150 or something. Okay, some people are excited about that. I will not be lining up at midnight to get that. I'm trying to sell my original Kinect. Sell it. Worth $5. I gotta give it away. I gotta pay someone to take it. That's old technology for you. You gotta pay someone to take it away. So now the next video I'm going to record for everybody is the Q&A with you and me. We're in a forest. Bam. Hit a tree. The next video is, what am I going to teach my child? What am I going to share with my child? I think was the question that was asked. What do you want to share with your child? I've got a few ideas. And some of them, if not if not most, are related to geekiness, some technology stuff that I'd like to explore in that video, so stay tuned for that. This will be a patron exclusive, so hopefully that will encourage you to become a patron. I do 5 of those videos every week. Very happy to dive deep on some of those topics, as well as doing these live videos and interacting with people when I can, when you're out there. As I said yesterday, and pretty much reminding people every day, Diana could give birth at any moment, and I will have to drop everything, not my phone or something with a screen that could crack, but just don't be surprised if you find that a TLDR doesn't happen one day or something doesn't happen as scheduled, because that becomes my #1 priority pretty much for the rest of my life. So thank you, everybody, for paying attention during this time. I appreciate all the support you give. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes, the everything else that you do. I hope you're having a great week, and I hope you have a good day the rest of today. I'm going to, at this point, leave you to your own devices. We'll see you later.